Hello, Carl here with Sustainability Theory News. We're over at permacultureapprentice.com. Great website if you want to become a permaculture farmer. And they have an article here, 7 different ways you can make a living in a permaculture operation. And then a little bit of intro there. Permaculture farmer talks about first and foremost, you should produce your own food and then worry about selling your surplus. You can sell trees and animals, mushrooms, sustainable forestry. And he has a link to some of examples on his site. He has a lot of case studies. Here are two of my favorite. A 1.5 acre market garden. And he has recently scaled up to 10 acres. Jean-Martin Fortier, outside of Quebec, Canada. And they got a pretty good living, 100 grand per acre. Not bad at all because he grows intensive crops close together and spins them real fast, meaning the cycles. They have 2 to 4 crops per grow bed per year. He just doesn't grow the same species one after the other. He cycles them through. And this is another good one, a 4-acre permaculture orchard. And what's interesting is he has some nitrogen fixing trees planted in between his pears and his apples. So it can get some more nitrogen to the other trees right next to these locust trees. Great little system. And he just has people coming through and doing a U-pick operation. People can pay a little membership fee and then a little bit extra for whatever they pick. Herbs and spices grow throughout the area as well. Not a bad little system, but we'll get back to it. Secondary value-added products, lumber, for example. This guy looks like he's cutting fence posts here, but you can make furniture. He talked about copist crafts, which is fine coping saw techniques that you can make decorations, crafts, all sorts of stuff, and sell it. Or you could sell blanks, like selling to other craftsmen or craftswomen to make their own little works of art in just a nice blank piece of wood. Marketing and distribution talks about maybe becoming a store for other farmers to sell their goods. Makes it easier to sell your goods while you got shoppers there already. And let's see, a nursery. Great little operation. A lot of good profit margins in this. With the growth of permaculture comes the growth of the fruit-bearing tree and nut-bearing tree market. Not enough nurseries out there to supply the demand, some would say, in certain areas because you want to get local trees, right? You also have to comply with local laws, which sometimes in some areas of the world or the states of the United States, it's a few bucks and an inspection. But if you have a big operation, a lot of acres, those few bucks per acre can add up. Now, services related, they're talking about having like a retreat, a vacation spot sort of thing, which ain't bad, right? You can rent out a couple of rooms and sell the premium views if you got something like this. Heck, that's worth some serious money just staying there right now. I'm looking at that. It's beautiful. Teaching and education, offering permaculture design courses. Of course, you have to have some experience and some success. You got to have a nice looking farm. I mean, if you had a passive solar greenhouse like that, heck, that's a nice looking addition to any farm. And consulting or building, again, you need a lot of experience. But if you have the equipment, this nice laser level to find out where the key line markers are and where you should put swales and plant the trees for rainwater collection inside the swales. If you know all that, you have the equipment, you might be able to do a good or have a good career as a consultant. You can read more about this. I'll link to this and the 2 case studies in the description. And if you'd like to see more news headlines like this, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.